Well, good morning again, fellow zombies and emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived. How we doing? It is 7:52 in the morning. Dare I mention the date today is January 1st, 2023. This is Weaver Gen C doing a follow-up. I just call it the personal log. Screw it. This way, my language is a lot more lucid and fluid, and everybody else doesn't like it. I really don't give a shit. The other one was just for the diary, but this one's just my personal log at this point, so I gotta get this shit out. As I said before in the other video, I'm gonna get the tail end. There's a gentleman out there I didn't even expect. The followers usually you look at the stuff and just say, let's get move on. He's boring as hell. I had made it a point in all of my most of the videos I've been trying to do. These are my logs. These are my journals. These are the things that goes on inside of a head in the life of a griever. And if it helps somebody, fine. If it helps or just irritates the living crap out of them, I'm doing fine this morning. If it tells them how a guy is going through his daily life, through grief, through mourning, through addiction, through politics, and God knows what else, this is my legacy to myself. This is my journal to myself and to posterity at this point over here. This is not for ego. This is not definitely for ego saying, I want more followers, I want more attention. No, this is like, I'm trying to tell a story that some people actually try to tell, but they have a hard time with it until it's too late. They don't publicize the damn thing because it's so private, so personal, so intimate. They don't like to tell their side of the story because something bad might happen. Well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well have my story out there in the first place. I figure on it. I got screwed over with this damn Cameron clan crap going on. This curse. I talked about it a few times in other videos. The Cameron curse, they called it. The males of the family after the age of 60 start going to self-destruction. Either nature takes them out, or they take themselves out. One way or another. Either by voluntary or involuntary. And usually what I mean by involuntary is whatever conditions they're percolating in their body. So nature's got their ass on it. Voluntary, well, do we have to say it, taking the final pathway yourself and choosing the option to pass on. I had an uncle who committed suicide. Not very well or very loud, but he was still an uncle nevertheless. But he killed himself. I had another uncle that had his lungs explode. A smoker all his life. Developed cancer in the lobes. Went through chemo and radiation. And one day I took a big breath of something and passed away with lung embolism. There was another uncle that died from cancer. Ate him up. My mother also had a few sisters. One died of alcoholism. Married to Uncle George, who died of cancer. There was another aunt, and she was married to Uncle Bill, the one who died from the lung embolism. The story was his lungs exploded. Aunt Rose, my Uncle John, Aunt Alice to Uncle Bob McCary being my mother's brother as well. I forgot what he passed away from. But the surviving sister, my mother had to bear it all throughout the years. Dealing with that much grief and not being able to express it. took a toll on her. I think she willed herself to death throughout the years. Every time there was a family member, either didn't matter if they were married or not, still a family member, still part of our family. It was tearing her apart left and right. She couldn't be mourning every single day. So inside, subconsciously, she was willing herself to die, I think. She did. 75. There's no way she was going to go back from there. My brother and I lived with our mother for nearly all of our lives. My brother had addictions. I did. My brother had gone out into the world after getting tossed out because of his drug and alcohol addiction, come back in and recovered himself and became more of a big brother and more of the first son. I'd watch his 6, he'd watch me. And the stories I shared my previous videos. This would be cockroaches. Doesn't matter from these assholes. Trying to get rid of these things. Pain in the ass. My mother. The two major people in my life that mattered a great deal to me. They loved so much. Yeah, most of my videos, I have their pictures here because they are important to me. Dead and alive. My mother I had been with all my life. I hadn't ventured out of the house to live a life. An adventure. No, I screwed up college after high school. I was a very good high school student anyway. I thought I was that intelligent, maybe, but I wasn't acting it, that's for sure. I wasn't being that way either. I just screwed things over for me during that time. And I just couldn't stand it. I just couldn't stand it at all. And it hurts like hell. My brother would be the adventurous one. He went out in the world, a little bit of an ass. Joined the military, bit him in the ass. Some of the things he should have done and didn't expect, and a lot of things they did in the Navy that took a lot of innocence out of my brother. Now, I'm not talking about turning him into a man, I'm talking about turning him into a piece of crap that came back addicted as hell to alcohol and drug abuse because some of the shit he had gone through. Tried to raise flags and got buried alive on that one with bureaucracy and bullshit. And the pain he had to express in the meeting halls concerning about what they did to him. He's dead, his voice is gone. All I remember is bits and pieces of it. I don't even have the logistics, don't even have the paperwork back, anything else. Just the stories. That's about it. No witnesses, no nothing. But even though the pain and suffering he'd gone through, he couldn't even talk to his family throughout the years. He couldn't even talk to Mom about it until maybe the last few years when they were actually able to communicate with each other. And then I didn't even realize what the hell was going on until after Ma died. Then I started listening to more of the stuff happening while going with him to the meeting halls and then hearing this. I'm like, Dave, I didn't hear about this one. Well, I must be damn embarrassed about it. This is the reason why I went in here. This is the reason why you turn into an alcoholic. You're already growing anyway. Testing your drinks from on. In our line, in our genetic lineage, the bloodline, we have the damn disease. We have the conditions. There is no specific set of chromosomes that we can target. But it has passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation, taking a mutant form one way or another. Now, if the disease wasn't going to get me one way, it's sure as hell going to get me another way. And that's what I was going to do. Get my ass on this. This is supposed to be a new year. There are new things to happen, and people look forward to it. I'm constantly looking back because I still got the trains being dragged and increased link by link. This is not like the Scrooge shit that you'd hear or read about in Charles Dickens' original stories, or even in revised multiple times of the story in one way or another. Whatever Scrooge was going is through the greed of his heart. It's not exactly the greed, it's the emotional crap that was put through. It was emotional crap that I got put through, willingly or not willingly. If I was willing enough, I'd really have been screwed up in the head. But a lot of things life happened that I'm still dealing with right now as it is. I'm trying to cope, I'm trying to deal, I'm trying. Some days you wake up in the morning and you're feeling okay and you're still struggling through life. But at least if you're not triggered, no issues. So something happens and everything else gets fucked up. I mean, royally fucked up. To where I can't even function mentally or damn near physically at that point. My body would give me the warning signs left and right sometimes early in the morning. If I don't have any dreams to set me offline, if I don't have anything that I came across on social media, I'm fine. But I already had the stuff already this morning. I already had the triggers. And then talking about some of the things that was getting to me yesterday. The movie I was trying to talk about at length and kind of going in and out of it. It's like watching an aerobatic dance in this damn thing. Through the explanation. And still I was getting myself screwed over. Set up, ready to go for another emotional outburst. And when I start doing those damn things, I have to get them recorded one way or another. Not just blowing my head off, but telling myself that, yes, this happened because of this and this and this. And the reason why I keep doing the damn diaries left and right is to record this stuff from time to time to time to time. To let myself, to let posterity, God knows anybody else watching this thing, to let them know what the hell's going on with me. Even when I'm starting to put these logs on their damn generic file name, just to get this crap done. Because I am trying to get things off my chest and my head. Now, there are probably people out there are getting sick and tired of listening to this damn thing. He's a whiner, baby. He can't recover. He can't do this. He can't. He can't do this. He can't do that. You don't think I haven't heard of it? You don't think I haven't encountered it? Come on, give me a break. I'm 57 years old. I've already heard a lot of it during my lifetime. And most of it hearing it as a kid. I had to lock everything else down emotionally. Criminy, come on. I had a tough pediatrician, Dr. Stolbeck. For other kids, he's a terror. For the parents, he's a wonderful pediatrician. Besides trying to catch up on things and keeping their kids alive. But one thing he wasn't there to catch, and he should have. He's 4 years old, and he still should have caught the damn thing. Bastard. But he probably would have given me more pain anyway. I had a heart surgery. I had a cardiologist hear this damn thing. He was taking over for Dr. Stolbeck one day. Finally heard the whistlings of my damn valves leaking. I was born with multiple birth defects, crooked limbs, and a holy heart, literally. I was born a month too early. So So the plumbing wasn't working, and neither was the limbs. The limbs could be fixed easily. You know, put yourself in a brace as a young kid, and your limbs kind of straighten up. But you can't go into the heart, or can you? Take a look at the heart and see what the hell's going on. This is technology in the 1970s, okay? They were getting up there, but not as sophisticated as we have to be as today. So, the only way they can do it is open heart. Crack open the damn chest. Open up the heart, putting them on a heart bypass machine, and let's see what's going on. 3 times up and 3 times back, and there's a presence upstairs kept telling me to go back because it's not your time. What do you mean it's not my time? I want to go back upstairs. I want to go home. Ma and Dave made a plea to the surgeon. Actually, my brother did. The surgeon handed a note back to Ma, and Ma kept it all these years. Right after Ma passed away, Dave and I all looked at it and cried. I mean, we seriously bawled. I still have one or two. I tried to photocopy the things and keep them as electronic so I don't lose them. And it's needed. It's needed to hold on to records like that because they're precious to me. They're also the triggers. Part of the trigger system. I was trying to talk to, on the other recording, about how things associated with family. Anything and anything related to it. I mean, it doesn't matter what it was. And what was driving me crazy was, at the end of the movie, Top Gun Maverick, I was trying to talk to him, say that on the other video. The pilot and the Rio, brothers of a bond, shall we say. The pilot knew the family. It was adopted and accepted into the family a long time ago, but there was a lot of problems with the relationship between the pilot and the son that wasn't exactly explained to the audience enough. We just had to get it through inferences left and right. What they did when they survived it, and they felt like they were still part of the family. They hugged. Earlier in the film, when the main character hugged Admiral Kaczynski, the Iceman, Maverick and Iceman. There were 2 brothers of sorts. Brothers. Had close tie. Had close bond. I had that with my brother. There was none of this rivalry saying like I had to be better than my brother. Yeah, we fought like kids. And as teenagers I had to deal with my brother and growing up as an adult and coming back as a fruitcake from the Navy. Meaner, leaner, uglier, and he didn't know that he was a growing alcoholic, drug abuser, ready to kill somebody at the same time. He was having a hell of a lot of things happening in his life. But when I saw him go downhill, man, it was still tearing my ass apart, and I still had to protect his ass left and right. It was hard as hell to do that and say it. It was hard as hell just to kick him out in the streets, and then a month or 2 later, my mother's still trying to search the streets and still can't find him because he's out trying to survive. Get another hit or food. One time he had a wife for just a few moments before she passed away. Their soul was locked in a hospital while he was out. I could have had a sister-in-law during that time. Didn't even realize it. I didn't realize it until decades later when my brother was actually able to open up and tell me and say things in the meeting hall that he was actually able to talk to other sponsors about. My brother and I, after when Ma left, I better jump on this one. After when David started going through the program, starting into it, he wasn't going anywhere. He stayed with the family. He stayed with Ma and me. The first years was rocky as hell. And I'm still working. And going to college and screwing up 2.5 years of college and had to go out in the working world. It was hard as hell for us to do that. As a kid, I had to learn it the hard way. I had to learn a lot of lessons the hard way. But I was also learning how to retrust my brother again. Yeah, I know it's scientifically a word retrust, but still screw it. My brother and I had to develop a different, deeper bond. I'd watch his 6, he'd watch mine. We sat in different places, and we sat at opposite ends. I'd watch his back, he'd watch mine, literally. I walked with him side by side on sidewalks. Protecting him like crazy. We even took care of Mom. We never separated from her. Dave may have gone out from time to time to get a trucking career going. He wanted 2 things out of life. He wanted to be a frogman, and he became a frogman. He fought hard for that one. But he also wanted to be a truck driver. He was telling me a story that as a young kid, he was made impressionable by his dad. Not my dad, his dad. That's what happens when you're 8 years difference and you have 2 different fathers, but the same mother. But I never met him. Not until later on in life. But anyway, story went, my brother, when he went over to Texas every so often, his vacations, he was with his father doing a truck run. He was an international harvester. And my brother fell in love with him. He wrote a report about it. He laughed him out of his class. And he fought. He argued back with the teachers and the students saying, where do you think all the stuff you got was coming from, huh? It wasn't the Tooth Fairy, it wasn't Santa Claus. It was from a trucker. Paraphrasing it, but still, the message got across to them. These kids never realized that all their stuff that they've been getting these days came on trucks, which also came from railroads and everywhere else. But trucks, lifeblood, the cowboys. The cowboys. The Wells Fargo delivery drivers. Dave and I always watched that movie. Robert Preston Patterson. The Music Man. That was a good movie we'd watch and enjoyed. Because we knew all the actors. That bond, that connection. They're watching over each other's ass. After Ma died, it was my turn definitely to watch over my brother and become his caregiver. Besides being his younger brother, I had to watch him like crazy. We were our mother's caregiver for a long while. And we had taken care of her. She tried to take care of us. When she got too damn ill, we still bumped up our game, basically. And we did what we could to take care of her. Things doctors would suggest to do. But we would never put her into a nursing home. We came damn close to doing one. Really, at the the end of her life, or actually at the end of her life, basically. We were going to be putting her into a nursing home before she passed away. We were going to be doing that. It never happened. The last 5 years of her life were apart in the hospital bed. 1 or 2 years she was actually able to get around as much and would get to the doctor's offices. We enjoy holidays with each other and enjoy Christmas with each other. And Ma would tear my ass apart concerning about the trees and having a ball over it. My brother and me, we had our differences. We argued with each other. We know each other had the points valid. We struggled. So everything we could have done was just struggle. It was not that easy. It was never that easy. But it was my brother's turn to be the patient for the last time. He couldn't get around as much. I had to do all the running around for him. Didn't have a car, but you still did the running around. How? You get 2 working legs, that's what you do. My legs were working, my feet were okay. They weren't giving me any shit. They weren't in pain. And I took care of them. Directly. Whatever running around he needed to do, I did. He was able to get around some, but the last year of his life was getting cut short because he had several strokes, mini strokes in his head. Trans-ischemic attacks, they called it. It affected several areas of his brain. It affected speech, motor, comprehension, and maybe a few other things. And right after Ma's death in 2013, I went back to college, and so did Dave. Well before the trans-ischemic attacks kicked in. Shit. He lasted maybe about a semester before he had a color quits. He had a heart attack. He couldn't deal with depression. He had a couple of classes each. But one of them was putting so much stress and pressure on him, he couldn't deal with it. But he had his college experience again. But he knew I was doing better in college. He kept telling me I was going to be continuing it. And surely the year of the attacks kicking in, Dave and I were still talking about his mortality. I already had logged in maybe about 2 or 3 years, I think, during that time, I think, too. And he was saying, John, you're doing better. You know, whatever happens to me, you continue with the classes. I said, no. Whatever happens to you, I take care of your ass. Now, you know the promise you made to Ma. I know, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Because right now, you're the one that matters in my life. You're the most important thing. I take care of you, Dave. That's what family does. We make sacrifices. We make sacrifices to take care of each other. That's what I was taught. We sacrificed a hell of a lot to take care of each other. I learned that the hard way by watching Ma take care of 2 elderly ladies a long time ago when I was a young kid. Both of them had health conditions. And Ma struggled with her own mother with a stroke. And had to struggle taking care of 2 guys. Well, actually me afterwards when they went in the Navy. But she never took care of herself as much. No, because the 2 boys would be taking care of her. That's what we did. Got the roof over their head. The bills paid. The food coming in. Gas in the car. The pets taken care of when they're needed to be taken care of. did what we had to do. Of course, they were on my ass all the damn time for me not taking care of myself physically. So why? You know, I don't like the doctors. You know, I don't like going over. John, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Yeah, I am. Dave, take him over. There you going. He's going. Yeah. Who's going to do that? Me. What you going to do? He'd raise an eyebrow at me. I'm like, oh shit. In the military, he learned how to eliminate his problems in the most professional manner. He always used that joke on me as a threat. I knew what he was capable of a long time ago, what he could do. If his bones weren't failing him, if his muscles weren't failing him, if time wasn't robbing him of all of his abilities, he still would have been a threat. He was my big brother, my protector. I was just a sidekick. I called myself that. I considered myself that. I didn't consider myself being special to anyone. They were special to me. And the thing is, we held each other that way. We held each other in that regard. Mama was the mommy. You didn't argue with her. She was the authoritative figure. You didn't question. You could challenge her when you're an adult, but when you're a kid, screw it. You didn't argue with the mama. But in the later years of my brother, before he had the attacks, I argued with him. I not physically fought with him, but I verbally fought with the guy. One time I even marched out of his damn apartment. When Mom passed away, we were under eviction orders. We had to go through courts, settlement, moved out to Roseman, hit a trailer home, thought we had it made. 6 months later, we got screwed over. We decided, screw it, we're going to be doing our own thing. And what happens at that point? We screwed ourselves over to the point where we lost the trailer home about a year and a half later. Almost two. Lost a lot of our stuff. Got remnants right here. We had some remnants put into a trailer home, but because of certain decisions made by my brother, lost that too. But it was also made by me as well, because I had to go through it. It's hard as hell just to go through this shit, that's for sure. There's a lot of stories that I've put out there regarding this. A lot of videos out there for it. It's getting to me these days, I'll tell you that much. This is the apartment my brother died in. Since 2018 of September. And I fought like hell to keep it. It's like I'm living in a crypt. My own heart and own soul and own body here. I can't leave it. I mean, physically I can walk out, walk my dog around. This was home. I couldn't go to another place and try to feel like it's home because it's not home. Every year it gets worse. It gets worse for me dealing with Mama's loss and Big Brother's loss. And try this one. Remember what I said? I probably said it in the other video. Back in '76, my brother had just gotten his license. January was a major month. We'd gotten kicked out of the house in North Hollywood on Van Owen between Ethel and Fulton. The landowner sold the property to a large developer who was going to be putting an apartment complex on top of it. There was a huge lot right next to us. And The whole place was sold. We had to move. We moved over to Arleta. There was a house over there. We deal with their grandmother and Aunt May. Deal with Mama, David, and I. Perhaps not as comfortably as we'd like, but we deal with it anyway. And we had some wonderful neighbors to breathe in. They helped us out regarding a situation happening in this, and I'm going to start up another log on this with you.